So in this time of pandemic, some of us are learning to stretch a dollar, and I'm hoping that my chicken dinner tips can help you. I can make 3 chicken dinners with 1 chicken for dirt cheap, and this is how we do it. First, you need a chicken. This was from Aldi, $6.09, and I can get 3 dinners out of this. One of them is a soup, that's fine. It's still dinner. Dinner doesn't have to be fancy. You can make sandwiches and call it dinner. When you're trying to stretch a dollar, there's no reason to get extravagant. Make a simple dinner. Make a simple chicken dinner. It's not that big a deal. You can cook this sucker anyway. I'm going to cook this chicken in an Instapot. Instapot's very new for me. I got it last Christmas. The goal is to get this chicken cooked with a lot of broth. You can use an old style pressure cooker, or you can boil it if you don't have an Instapot. You might think as you're watching me cook these dinners, well, that's not very nutritious. You know what? We are not worrying about nutrition right now. We are worrying about filling our bellies. We are worrying about our children not going hungry. We are worried about stretching a dollar as far as we can stretch it because we're unemployed. We are, and this is why I'm making this whole video, is to show people that you can make it, stretch it out a little longer. Yes, there's going to be something green in every meal. It'll be fine. Trust me, it'll be fine. If you have a job, go shop at your Publix's, go over to your Whole Foods Whole Paycheck store. Great. I'm going to Aldi, and my children will be fed with the minimal amount that I am getting right now from the government while I have no job. Oh, and one more thing. We can't eat organ meat. I cannot go there. I've never been able to go there. So until the government stops my money coming in, then we're tossing the livers and the hearts and the stuff like that. And I'm really sorry. It's just not happening. First, you'll need to open and wash your chicken. And if you are using an Instapot, make sure that your wire rack is in with the feet facing down, so that the chicken won't stick to the bottom. I'll be giving you a running total as we go along, and you'll see for a family of 5, this is pretty inexpensive. If you have a smaller family, you could use a smaller chicken. Onion to flavor the soup. Doesn't have to be pretty. We're just flavoring the soup. So you can cut these into big old chunks and then just throw them in the pot. No problem. So the next thing you'll need is a bag of celery. We're just going to use 1 stalk. This is just, again, to just flavor the soup. And always wash your vegetables. Next, you'll need to cut it up into little chunks. Again, doesn't have to be pretty. We're just dumping it in with the onions. And there's our total, $6.64 so far. And now it's time for some garlic. My family loves garlic. I'm putting in 4 whole cloves. You might put in less, or you might put in more if you want a very garlicky flavored soup. So you just peel your garlic and throw it in the pot. You're not going to eat these garlics. We're going to strain them out. We're just flavoring. And there's our total, $6.81 so far. So cheap. Salt and pepper. I debated whether to include this on my list of costs, but my golly, we're going to be as exact as we can. So I'm including salt and pepper over the shoulder. There you go. And you can put whatever seasoning you want in here. We're just going to keep it simple, and then we can add more seasonings later. Right now, the goal again is to just get this chicken cooked. Even though I included salt and pepper, I did not include water because it's water. That 2 cups of water not only prevent the chicken from sticking, but it is also our soup. And now we wait 50 minutes. So just to let you know what we're making tonight, we're going to make a barbecue chicken over a bed of sliced potatoes. So you bake the sliced potatoes, you put the chicken, crumbled, chopped up chicken, sprinkle it all over, take you a bottle of Sweet Baby Ray's and just start squirting all over it. It's awesome. Cheddar cheese if you want, whatever kind of cheese you like. We like sharp cheddar cheese. And toss it in the oven. Get a side dish. We'll probably do a salad tonight. And you are done. So easy, so cheap. Here you will need a rimmed baking sheet, or you could also use a very large casserole dish and get it good and greasy so that your potatoes don't stick. I like to use olive oil. Seems healthier, don't know if it really is, but that's what they tell me. So we're going to use olive oil. And then we're going to I started with 6 potatoes, but I only used 5. Slice them very, very thin. If you have a mandolin, I suggest you use it. Or hopefully you have very good knife skills. And then you just put them on like dragon scales. It's kind of what they look like. And if you need more, just grate another one and fill in the blanks, fill in the holes. You can do these as thick or as thin layer as you like. Get your oven ready at 350 degrees and then brush them with olive oil and bake. Okay, so we're just gonna let those potatoes chill out for a while we're waiting for the chicken to finish cooking. I'm gonna go do something else. I got 40 minutes. What am I gonna do? When it gets a little closer to time for when the chicken's going to be done, you can go ahead and pop your potatoes into the oven. You may have noticed that I didn't season those potatoes, and that's because there's going to be plenty of seasoning later with the barbecue sauce. You don't need to add any extra salt or pepper, or really anything. The chicken's gonna be semi-flavored with salt and pepper, semi-flavored with celery and garlic, and so you really don't need any extra seasoning on those potatoes. All right, alarms are beeping. I'm going to pull out the chicken and I'm going to check the potatoes. They've been going about 25 minutes or so. You just check them with a fork to see if they're tender, and then they're done. Oh yeah. Nice. Okay, y'all, here comes the fun part. We got to get this chicken out and we are going to tear it to pieces. Look at the steam. It is so hot. Every now and then, as I go through this process, you'll see me shaking my hands because it is so hot. I probably should have let it cool down a little longer. Now we're going to reserve that broth. You'll need a strainer and something, a glass container is best so it can stand up to that heat. If you're going to use a plastic container, just let that broth sit for a while so it can cool off. That's a waste, that's just waste there. And then put this in the refrigerator so that you can see the fat's already starting to separate. Now comes the most labor intensive part, getting all the chicken off of this. You do not want the skin. Go ahead and just discard that. You're going to get this chicken off any way possible. You see how freaking hot it is. The steam just coming off of it. Use a knife, use your fingers. You might have to set it aside for a little while, let it cool off some, and just pick apart. You want every little scrap that you can possibly get. And don't miss those oysters. Oh, look, there's the wishbone. That's for the kids. Really? I don't know if you all just saw the camera shake. That is the cat circling around the floor, waiting for me to drop him a piece. So I think I better give him some, or he's gonna keep bumping the tripod. Crazy cat. What you after? Yeah? What is it? You smell chicken? All right. Let me find you a little bowl. Do not ever, ever give cats or dogs chicken bones. This is a mixture of, it's mostly skin that he's going to enjoy here. Okay, I have gotten all the chicken off the bones and discarded the carcass. You know, some people say, oh, you should make some bone broth. And you know what? That's as far as I'm going to go here. Okay. So I have a pile of chicken and I'm going to chop it up and separate it into 3 different piles. And I'll show you how I do that right now. Get all of your chicken chopped up into medium pieces, just chopped as evenly as you can. And you're going to make 3 piles. 2 piles are going to be about the same size, and then 1 smaller pile. Then you'll need a Ziploc bag or a small container. This will be the soup, the chicken to put in the chicken noodle soup. That up, refrigerate. It'll stay good for up to 3 days. So if you're not going to make soup in the next 3 days, you need to put it in the freezer and it'll be fine. This one will be for chicken quesadillas. I'll probably chop it up even more later, but for now I'm just going to go ahead and put it in a Ziploc, or you put it in a container, whatever. So I'm just going to put this aside. Again, use it within a few days. And if you're not going to, put it in the freezer. I'm going to chop this up a little more. This is tonight's dinner. That looks nice. These potatoes may have cooled down a little more than I anticipated, but that's okay. Now sprinkle a layer of the chicken on top. Just spread it out as evenly as you can all across those potatoes. That's beautiful. And then Sweet Baby Ray's. Oh yeah. Now you can use your own barbecue sauce if you like making your own, or whatever your favorite brand is. We like Sweet Baby Ray's. It tastes the best. Yes, it's a little more expensive, but I'll switch later when I'm really, really broke. So just squirt that all over, and now you're going to need just a little bit of cheese. I used 1/3 of a block. You don't have to use cheddar cheese. You can use your favorite cheese. White cheddar is really good on this as well. And also, if you are not a fan of the potato, this is the original recipe was a barbecue chicken nacho recipe, and I just modified it. 350 degrees, stick it in, heat it all back up, and meanwhile, make the salad. We ended up having a salad for all the meals, so I'm just adding in the price for a full head of lettuce, a full bag of spinach, and a full bag of Roma tomatoes, and then in a minute I'm going to add in the price for the green onions.
Chicken soup?
Later.
Soup.
Later.
Yay. Let's have that Wednesday. What's the next dinner?
Well, I'll have sloppy joes tomorrow. Ooh,
Turn it off.
I sprinkled on I had some leftover green onions, so I just sprinkled them on to look pretty. This is optional. You don't have to do this, but it makes it look very nice. Hey, what you think? Have you tasted any yet? We didn't even get a serving. Y'all are like digging in.
It is so good.
Yeah, really nice salad too. So, did you get any salad tongs? No?
Go.
Y'all are just jumping right in.
That's their fault.
Where are the tongs?
Day 2, chicken soup. And just a quick note before we get going with the next recipe, if you would please click the like button for us, we'd really appreciate it. If you know anybody who is struggling during this time and need ideas on how to stretch that dollar, stretch that food dollar, please share the video. Maybe they've been left unemployed like our family during this pandemic. It's been rough, and we've been coming up with new ideas on how to stretch that piece of meat out over a few meals. So please click the like, share, subscribe. Thanks. Almost everything is prepared for this soup. All we're going to do is add some veggies and dump our meat in and boil our noodles. This is so easy. So we're just going to add some veggies. There they are. I got some celery, some carrots, some green onions, and there is what we're looking for. What we're going to have to do, though, is scrape all that nasty fat off the top of it. And this is pretty gross, so if you're new to cooking, just suck it up, buttercup. Cooking don't have to be pretty. You want to try to get as much of that fat off as you can, but a little fat's okay. Not a problem. Fat tastes pretty good, right? So just dump it in the pot. Blech. It looks so gross. So gross. As soon as the heat hits it, though, it's going to liquefy. All we're doing is adding them veggies in. And then pasta noodles, 10 cents. What? I was just guessing. It was probably even less than that. And here comes our total. We're up to $14.21. And this is on meal number 2 for a family of 5. Not too bad. Now we're going to turn it up to a boil. You want the heat on pretty high in the beginning, and then you'll turn it down and let it simmer, just like if you were cooking some pasta noodles. So add some more water in here because it is pretty concentrated chicken flavor, and you're going to be boiling it for quite a while. And so you will lose some liquid. So just add a little bit. Ooh, look at it go. Look at it go. Woo! As it's cooking, you're going to want to check the noodles and also give the broth a taste because you might want to add a little extra salt and pepper or add a little more water. Hey, Callie, you ready for soup? Ta-da! One sleeve of saltine crackers. want some too, Leia?
I want some.
Hot.
Hot. Too hot.
Burn my teeth.
Too hot. Is it good though? Good.
Very good.
Recipe number 3. Chicken quesadillas. Personally, I like using the smaller tortilla shells. Also prefer the flour. If you want to make these with larger tortillas, that's fine. I find them harder to flip over. Also, if you prefer corn tortillas, that's fine. We're just whatever you prefer. So let's get to it. You'll need a lot of cheese. There. So for all 3 recipes, I've used 1.5. I've used 1.5 blocks of cheese. $16.38. That's not too bad. Oh, hey, there was more cheese hiding under there. Look at that. Now here is your chicken from the refrigerator that we hid in there a couple days ago. Got to chop it up a little more. Taco seasoning mix. Okay, not even the whole thing, just to give it some flavor. About a minute. Make it warm. I found it's best to warm up the chicken so that it helps melt the cheese inside. So the inside gets warm before the outside completely starts burning. The tortilla starts to burn before the cheese melts, and that's not what you want. You want it kind of warm on the inside so that it melts and everything cooks evenly all the way through. Now to prepare the quesadillas, and this is important, sprinkle just a little bit of cheese on the bottom before you put on your chicken. This helps this tortilla stick to the chicken. So we're going to add a tiny layer of cheese, big layer of chicken, and a big layer of cheese. Try to get it all the way to the edges. You want chicken in every bite. Make sure your cheese covers all your chicken so that that top tortilla will stick to it and everything will hold together properly. Now just cover it up with another tortilla and you're ready to fry it. Medium heat. You can use whatever oil you like. I use a vegetable oil. It can tolerate some higher heats. And look at that stack of quesadillas behind my spatula there. That's how I like to prepare them. You can make your own refried beans if you want to, but I just find this a lot easier. $18.11. Yeah, I could have knocked off another 30 cents by making my own refried beans, but come on. All you got to do is mash these up and put them in the microwave. Good to go. Now it's good. You'll have to watch these very carefully. We want some of the cheese to melt on the bottom before we flip. So we're keeping an eye out here. Also want the bottom a little toasty, but not too toasty. brown. I mean, maybe just a minute or a few seconds more. All right, I'm going for it. Woo! Sometimes you gotta scoot stuff back in. Now that is a pretty color, isn't it? Listen. Toasty. That's what you want. Toasty and cheesy. And keep your pan as clean as you can. Next one. You can use a pizza cutter if you want to. I like using just a little knife. There, that can go on someone's plate. So I have a wee bit of chicken left over, and that can easily be put on a salad. Use salsa for dressing. Voila, Southwestern salad. Whatever. Frozen corn, heat it up, add it to it. Beautiful. So actually that's kind of a bonus meal, isn't it? Just be for me. No, I couldn't feed the whole family on this, but it would be my lunch. Okay, here we go. I've got chicken quesadillas, some refried beans, and just a simple spinach and lettuce salad. And we are ready to eat. So there you have it. 3 meals, under $20. I fed my family of 5. They were all happy. It's all good. If you enjoyed this video, again, I want to ask you to please share it. Please subscribe to our channel. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. That would just make our day if we can get there. So please share the video. Maybe you know somebody that needs these tips, and when we could be of some kind of service to them. I know we're all struggling, we're all suffering. Love you guys. Bye.